has that thing. She never didn't have that thing.
Joss and I have been friends since back in the Buffy days, which is more than 10 years ago.
She was a powerhouse. You know, she had to dial herself into faith, but once she had, she owned it.
Good job, Alice.
Then when she left our little nest and as it went out into the world, she and I maintained a relationship.
We would call each other up and just chuck it up and talk about life and what we were doing.
She wanted to do something with her career. You know, she's a very textured, liberal, feminist, tough, sweet, smart person, and she didn't just want to sort of be up in Cabot Cove discovering a murder every week. She wanted to do more with a television deal.
I knew I needed him on this one, and so I called him and took him to lunch and bought him a hot Gouda pizza, and it was the best investment in a hot Gouda pizza I could ever have imagined, because I got a show out of it. I got this.
By the time I say action, I'm off you until you press stop. Action.
Thank you, Gouda.
Eliza was basically saying if she wanted to do something that could be political, that could deal with sexuality, but not necessarily just in a look at me in a hot dress way, although that is part of the equation, but just sort of that spark in people. And I was saying, well, you know, you've got so many aspects and you're very versatile and you tend to get pigeonholed, and that led to a conversation about what kind of character she's expected to play, the kind of character she has played, the tough girl, the girl who's made mistakes, the addict.
Damn, girl.
All that stuff, and I just think there's a lot more there. I think there's a lot of comedy there, I think there's a lot of elegance there, I think there's a lot of different people there. And I told Eliza the whole thing as it occurred to me, and she was just like, well, that's my life. I'm trying to find out who I am while everybody's telling me who they think I should be.
It was a young woman who was forced to be a different person every day, which was sort of where the parallels to my own life came in.
Eliza will be the first to tell you how, you know, there are many Elizas.
I'm competitive. This is homeboy thing. I'm sort of known for going on crazy adventures, and I was out bow hunting elk to eat when he sent me the first pitch for the show, and I sent him back sort of like a little short story about my experience.
And I was like, well, we got to put that out, because who doesn't want to see someone get bow hunted?
Because, I mean, you go from the pilot and then bow hunting and then fabulous razzle-dazzle world of pop starring. This opposite extreme.
At the end of the day, everything comes back to the reflection on who she is and who she's supposed to be and what she's learning.
Echo found her own voice and found her own self-awareness outside of Caroline, and a mixture of everyone that she's ever been. I mean, I know the days of the week and the capital of Nebraska, but nothing about me. So it was interesting trying to find that person.
We took Echo further, I think, than we'd originally intended, because it became clear that if she's just standing around being complacent, we're not going to have much to work with. I wanted her self-awareness to be very gradual. There's nobody in there.
It's like her soul is coming through. Like, no matter how technologically pushed down it's intended to have been, her soul's coming through. And, you know, that's sort of Echo's evolution. These, I like these water ones, the shallow pool.
Yeah, the shallow pool I like.
I had been in this business for a long time, and I had picked up over the years how things ran, but never really had an opportunity to be a part of them. And I have on this, and I feel really proud, you know? I feel really proud in a different way than had I just been the lead actress.
As a producer, Eliza is pretty much what you'd hope for from an actor. She's very much a leader. She's very much a cheerleader when we needed one. And she's a real collaborative person. She's really interested in making the show work and very much aware of the people she's working with instead of just being the star. All this while playing, you know, 17 different characters over the course of a season. It's a job of work. I'm
personally much more invested in this than I maybe would have been in other things, because it is sort of, it's our baby.
Her voice is always going to be a part of what shapes what Echo goes through.
Everyone's got to have a thing.
So it's very gratifying, not just